what's up? So, oh my god, Wrestlemania Night 1, what a fucking banger. We're going to be talking about all the matches. Oh my god, we have new champions, cinematic matches, moments that was created at Wrestlemania Night 1. We're all going to talk about it. We're all going to discuss it. Oh my god, I was just so, like, I think almost every single match got me on my feet. It made me more and more invested of who was fighting, who was in these matches, and clearly they did a good job at it. First match we're going to be talking about is the new heavyweight world champion, Jey Uso, who defeated Gunther at WrestleMania Night 1. Oh my god, the entrance alone for Jey, it was spectacular and it was bigger than him. And he had his giant moment at WrestleMania, which he deserved. Had to get into it, and then it kind of quickly escalated. And then, you know, it kind of quickly escalated. We had Gunther use his belt as a weapon. And Gunther has never cheated, okay? I just uploaded a little short of me reacting to this match, and you can kind of hear my friends in the background saying Gunther's never cheated at any of his matches. He did a little bit cheat. I think the ref did see it, but there was no, like, DQs that were called or anything. So that was, like, interesting to see Gunther kind of take a different turn for his persona, and he had, like, the belt used as a weapon. It's kind of weird to see, because I've never seen that. I've never seen that with any of his matches, that he would use anything of a weapon. He never cheats. So that's why I kind of respect him as a champion, or when he was a champion, I should say. When Gunther was a champion, I respected him a lot because he didn't use any weapons. He didn't cheat at any of his matches, and that's what made him a bigger and better champion, I think, than Roman at that time. Because Roman always cheated at his matches. That's why I kind of didn't like Roman too much. But it was very interesting to see. And there was not that many. And one of the things I stated, and I kept stating to a lot of people and in my videos and on my TikTok, is that I kept saying, Jey Uso needs to pull something out that's not Samoan drops, super kicks, Uso splashes. Like, he needs to pull something else out besides that. And he did. He did. I think he did, like, Hurricane Ranas, and I think, like, he did other moves that I've never seen Jey do, and I was so impressed. Kept me on my toes. I already knew that Jey was most likely gonna win, and lo and behold, I was right about that. But I needed Jey to pull something out to make this match not just like, oh yeah, Jey Uso, Uso splash, Samoan drop, super kick, blah, 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 blah. He only did, I think, like 2 or 3 super kicks. He did Gunther's submission to win the match. He did the sleeper hole on Gunther, which it's crazy to see somebody else do that submission. That part was just insanely crazy. How he did Gunther's own move, and he won. He is the new heavyweight world champion, and I cannot be more happy or proud as a Jey Uso fan. I know my dad is really excited. I love Jey Uso, and I am so happy that he had this moment. He truly deserves it. As his singles run, you know, he was tag team champion with Cody Rhodes. He had the IC champ for maybe like a week or at least a month or something, then lost it back to Braun Breaker again. And now he beat one of the best in the company for that championship. And another, like, prize, like, beautiful moment that there was, he got joined in the ring by Jimmy Uso, and it was such a beautiful moment. So I'm so happy and overall with this match. I'm really impressed with Jey Uso. He did his homework, he did his lesson, he was locked in during this match, and I just could not be more happy for him. Next match I'm going to talk about is the War Raiders versus the New Day for the World Tag Team Champion. I don't know what it was with this crowd in Vegas, but why were, like, half of y'all not interested in this match? Like, were some of y'all, like, not interested? Because there was hype for Jey Uso and Gunther, but there wasn't no hype for the War Raiders or New Day. Like, the crowd was, like, silenced during it, except when something huge happened. Like, what the fuck is going on here, you know? Like, it was just so, like, silence, like, during the match, and I'm like, what's going on there, Vegas? Are y'all sleeping already? Like, what's going on? This match didn't have like the best interesting start. I mean, the War Raiders were basically demolishing the New Day. But it wasn't something that was grasping people's attention. I was a lot interested actually what the New Day was doing more than what the War Raiders were doing. The War Raiders, they were working together as a very strong tag team. Xavier or Kofi was gonna pin somebody of the War Raiders, and then here comes Big E. And then here comes Big E pulling one of them out, and something exciting was going to happen. That's what I was hoping for throughout the match, and I think a lot of people were honestly expecting too, that Big E was going to try to make a return to be showing the New Day, hey, I'm still here to help you guys, but also fuck you for what you did to me back in November when it was a New Day anniversary. That's what I think a lot of people were anticipating for, and they weren't that excited there yet. I didn't even hear anybody say, New Day sucks, New Day sucks. I didn't even hear that either. I'm like, what is going on with this crowd? This match was still interesting more towards the end. I didn't even realize or see what was happening sometimes during the match. I was kind of getting like a little bit lost in the match, and I didn't really see as much that was happening. The New Day picking up the win, I honestly did not see. I wanted the War Raiders to retain, but I'm still happy for the New Day. I do really like this new heel version of the New Day. It's something. I'm not disappointed with the match. I just wish like people like hyped it up a little bit more. Next, we're going to be talking about Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This match, I knew it was coming in hot for blood. We got a new theme from Naomi, a new theme song, a new look, because honestly, I'm gonna be honest, that whole Naomi, like that theme song, I don't like that theme song. Okay, I liked her old one when she returned at the Rumble last year. I like that one, and then they switched it to this one, which I did not like. And now they have this heel version that I love. I think out of everybody in my group that we were like picking predictions like to do and everything, I was picking Naomi and everybody else was picking Jade. Here's why I picked Naomi. Naomi needed a strong win over Jade because she's the one who initiated stuff. She's the one who did all this stuff. She's the one who confessed up to Bianca Belair, hey, I'm the one who took out your tag team partner, and that's why I got jealous, because I wanted to be with you, and blah, 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 blah. It was supposed to be us to the end. I did this for you, blah, 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 blah. Everything that Naomi has been stating is what I wanted Naomi to basically do and like show in this match. She did a lot of that shit. She was doing a lot of different shit in this match that I was highly impressed by. And I picked her over Jade to win. But I should have kind of known it's Jade Cargill, an unstoppable force. She's literally one of the most... Jade Cargill is this unstoppable force, and I should have known better when I picked my picks for Wrestlemania that Jade Cargill could have won, and boy was I fucking wrong. I didn't want to be wrong. I like to pick for the underdogs, and I've been with Naomi basically since I've been a teenager, and I watched her on Total Divas and Total Bellas. Naomi's been my girl since then. Jade Cargill, still love Jade, knew she was going to be an unstoppable force, came in looking like Storm, and I loved it. Also, what Naomi was wearing also came in firing hot. Just like, also Naomi came in so fucking unstoppable with the with caution gear that she's been wearing for the past few weeks. She pulled out so much stops. Jade had to do her finisher twice to finish off Naomi, which is so impressive. Which is very impressive, and I do like it. And Jade picked up the win, and I should have known better, and that's why I was wrong. But I still loved this match. This match was so good and solidified what their story could go on proceeding forward. Next, we had, which was like a stipulation type of thing. It was, which was a interesting storyline. It was supposed to be Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, but now it got replaced with Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. Rey Mysterio got injured on SmackDown the night before really bad, so he asked Rey Fenix to sub in for him, which Rey Fenix just got on the main roster and just got to WWE, and he already had a main event and he already had a WrestleMania match. Is crazy. But Rey Fenix is on the same level as Penta, because that's his brother. He is insanely talented. Rey Fenix is insanely talented, and this was my first time really watching Rey Fenix, and I still voted for Rey Fenix to win. I did not think El Grande Americano was gonna, you know, cheat, but we all knew it was Chad Gable. Thought he was gonna pull out the mask during that match, but it was interesting. Thought he was gonna pull out the mask, but he didn't. Was like, okay, it's not mask for mask. Like, moves I never seen anybody else really do before, and I was so highly impressed from this match for Rey Fenix, and I was happy for him. Yeah, he got really injured because he went on the top rope, was walking, and then he like twisted his ankle, and that ended up having El Grande Americano getting the win, which nobody wanted. Nobody wanted him to win. I know me and my people in my group, we all voted for Rey, and then even when Rey Mysterio got out, we all still voted for Rey Fenix to win. It was kind of, it was something. It was very much something. So I'm interested to see how this storyline goes further. But El Grande Americano picked up the win because he had the steel plate in his mask in his head, and yeah, that's basically pretty much what happened. Kind of disappointing-ish match. I wish Rey Fenix picked up the win because it would have been better, and then El Grande Americano could have just pulled his mask off. That would have been a little bit better, I feel. Next, we had such an exciting match. We had such an exciting match with Ellie Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. This match I knew was going to be hella fucking exciting because it's Jacob Fatu, and he has captured a lot of people doing some things that the Bloodline has probably never done before for a long time. His walkout was with Solo Sikoa. He's like hyping him up and stuff. A lot of people thought that LA Knight was probably going to win because maybe Solo was going to turn his back on Jacob. I feel like that's still coming, just not yet. But dude, that was so like cool of an entrance for Jacob to do, and for LA Knight. LA Knight had a whole ass fucking car for his match. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of fucking sick. That's honestly kind of fucking sick. I absolutely loved it. So this match was highly fucking exciting. So this match kept me on my toes a little bit more than like how the War Raiders and the New Day did, and how Rey Fenix and El Grande Americano did. This kept me on my toes and kept me watching, because almost every single counteracting move that they both did, this really solidified that Jacob Fatu is a single star and he's here to stay, and he's gonna be a Hall of Famer and a world champion someday. I have really grown to really like Jacob Fatu because he's really been improving more and more every time that I see him, and plus he's been improving more and more since he got inducted into the Bloodline. Pretty much, he is really an unstoppable, undeniable force, and that's something that a lot of people cannot face up to. But I really loved. LA Knight has been one of my favorite people for the longest time. I was there when he won the United States Championship up in Cleveland for SummerSlam, and I was happy with him ever since then. I was really excited to see like what was going to happen with this match. LA Knight was pulling out things that we've never seen before by him, and I feel like he had to do that, and he had to step up his game because he's going up against Jacob Fatu. That's what I think was initially like what had to happen, is that LA Knight had to pull some shit out, and we've never seen a lot of the stuff that LA Knight was doing. Never seen it before. Happy as fuck, and I was proud of him for that. But at the beginning of the match, when LA Knight was going for that BFT, and then here comes Jacob, literally looking like a Samoan werewolf, and he was like, ha, rah, 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 rah. Like, he was just like in the most funniest fucking way, like towards LA Knight, be like, no, 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 you don't know what I got up my sleeve, you do not know what I'm gonna come out with you with. Like, it was so funny, like, to see the storyline be more and more creative in the ring, and I really loved all of this stuff. But that final finisher that Jacob did to LA Knight is what I was like, this is really going to be an exciting run for Jacob. Jacob better not drop that belt till, like, I don't know, War Games or something, or I don't know, Money in the Bank. I don't even know, but Jacob winning this was so good, and I absolutely loved it. I'm also proud of LA Knight. He had such a big WrestleMania moment, and I'm proud of him for that. And I'm so happy of what he's done so far in his career, and so what Jacob has done as well. Beautiful storyline. Next, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. That one, okay. Okay, let me tell you, when my anxiety was on the edge with this match, it was on the edge with this match. Because I was like, okay, Charlotte cannot win. I have been saying this, Charlotte Flair cannot have this win over Tiffany. It is Tiffany, it is Tiffy time. It needs to be Tiffy time. Tiffy time. This was something that needs to happen. If Charlotte Flair honestly picked up the win, I probably would have stopped watching night one there and just went the fuck home. I would have not even tried to watch the main event after that because it would just ruin the whole night if Charlotte won. I'm gonna be honest. I will say, I'm gonna say this again, and I said this in my prediction video, I still respect Charlotte for what she has done in this industry. I will always respect Charlotte for what she has done in this industry and how she showed the fuck up when her personal life was fucking crumbling. I'm gonna say that about Charlotte Flair though. But wrestling-wise, it's Tiffany time. It's Tiffy time. Tiffany need to pick up this win over somebody that is a dominant person in wrestling in the women's division as Charlotte Flair. Tiffany had to pick up this win, and I'm so fucking happy that she did. She literally proved herself time and time and time again. Now, this match didn't lag. It just was both of them kind of doing a lot of like their finishers, a lot of their like, you know, submissions. I don't even know if Tiffany did a submission. I know that Charlotte definitely did the figure 8 on Tiffany at some point. But also, did y'all see? Okay. So, clarify to me this. And honestly, if Charlotte has done this at some point, I need to see it. I need to see it from like the past and everything. Didn't she do Stephanie Valkyra's move? Because Stephanie Valkyra had that move, you know. She did like her move in the ring to Tiffany. Was that... Somebody pointed that out to me that I saw this on my For You page when I woke up that Charlotte has been doing this move for years. I thought that was Stephanie's move because I saw Stephanie do that a little bit more than I saw Charlotte do that. But overall, that match was really exciting to watch, and Tiffany really did as much as she did. She had to prove to all these people who probably maybe were doubting her in like the last few weeks with all these promos and everything, hey, I'm somebody to not fuck with. I'm somebody who came into the main roster 3 years after being in NXT, and I won the Money in the Bank Championship. I was an NXT woman. I am now the women's champion for WWE. I am not someone who's going to lose to Charlotte Flair. She did what she could, and she stated her shit in that ring and made everybody watch. The gear, the entrance, I loved everything about Tiffany's stuff, and I was so happy with all that stuff. Now came time for our main event. For main event night 1, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in the triple threat main event with Paul Heyman being by CM Punk's side. This, based off of their entrances alone, I knew was going to be like a cinematic Marvel movie. That's what solidified it and stated it for me, is that this was going to be like a Marvel movie for this shit. CM Punk coming out last and having that little video package that played for when he first started WWE to now how he's always wanted to main event Wrestlemania is crazy of a look back for him. It's a crazy of a look back, and I haven't been watching wrestling for that long, but I've seen these videos before of CM Punk, and it's honestly really so cool to see who he was before in 2009, I think, when he started, versus now, and it's a crazy look back. Also, Living Colors played his theme song live, and I think this happened once before. I forgot which WrestleMania that was, but now it's done it again, and to hear Cult Personality live, it was really cool to see, and I just was like, oh yeah, he's definitely winning this match. He came out with Paul Heyman. He was saying, oh, what time is it? Paul Heyman stuck out his watch and was like, it's clobbering time. It's so fucking good, and initiated it. But going back, even before that, Seth's entrance was crazy. He came out in like this all black gear. I thought he had a lantern, and I thought it was going to be something like Bray Wyatt, like tribute type of thing. Like, I thought he came out with a lantern for Bray Wyatt. Really, it was just a flare. It was just a flamethrower. He had a whole flamethrower. He was like, I'm burning down these bitches, and he's like swinging it back and forth. The whole screen cuts black. Okay, I thought that Peacock had some like issues going on, but no, the whole screen goes black, right? And then here comes him out, engraced in this angel whole white gear getup. And I'm like, oh my God, he is God. He is Jesus. It is Easter Sunday. And this is what Seth Rollins decided to come out looking like. And it was really funny to see. I think that it was funny, but it was also like really kind of cool to like see a little costume change. And it was something. It was also really weird, honestly. This was the first time that I think Roman came out without the wise man, without Paul, and it was really weird to see. And also when he took his Ulafala off, he usually gives it to Paul Heyman, but he just left it aside, and it was something to see, because it was so weird to see, because I think like this was the first time he's ever been without Paul in like the last like 4 years maybe. So yeah, the match basically starts off, Roman and Seth go at each other. Punk's like going out to the ring, talking to Paul Heyman, being like, oh, what should I do? Who should I go after? Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's just yelling at, everybody's just going in on each other. They do all their finishers at some point in the match. They all do their finishers on each other. I think what happened is that Roman did the spear on Punk, and then Punk kicked out of that after he tried to pin him. He got up, he did the GTS on Roman, and then Punk delivered, and then here comes Seth delivering the curb stomp to Punk. It was so wild to see them all do their finishers on each other all at once. It was wild as shit to see. There was also at some point where Punk was like so truly like knocked out. He was like outside the ring. Here comes Seth, getting real as shit with Roman, saying, they said, there was at some point during the match where Roman and Seth had this moment. He said something, I forgot like what he said, but he brought up Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley. He brought up everybody else of the Shield. Okay? He did it, and Seth was trying to initiate something with Roman to take out Punk and be like, hey, let's take out Punk together. Let's do the Shield shit. You know, this is for us. This is for Moxley. He was like, this is for Mox. I was like, what the fuck? You brought up Jon Moxley. You brought up Dean Ambrose, but his real name. I was literally like kicking my feet, and I was like so giddy about it, because I've only like saw and heard stuff about the Shield. I've never been there for the Shield. But with my friend that was in the background, he was probably like, oh my God, because he was a fan of the Shield. And it was such a crazy thing to see. And then, you know, he was like, hey, like, let's get Punk and put him through the table for one of the announce desks. So he did that. So, you know, they had him set up. But Roman said, fuck you, Seth. I'm gonna put you through the table, then I'm gonna put CM Punk through the table. And it was just wild as shit to see. And then, to make this match even more like cinematic and basically looking like, to make this match even more cinematic and even more powerful than it probably was before, we had a Paul Heyman turn. He turned on Punk. He turned on Roman. He went with Seth Rollins. And I feel as that my friend is some type of wrestling psychic. Because how the fuck did he guess that that was gonna happen? How the fuck did some of these bitches know that that was gonna happen? It's crazy thinking that. It was just crazy thinking that to me, because I picked Punk to win. Did I think that he was gonna... Paul Heyman gets a chair, gets a weapon, okay? Has like a little moment with Roman, like looking at Roman. Should I give it to Roman? Should I give it to Punk? Should I give it to Roman? Should I give it to Punk? He slides it to Punk, because Punk is like, come on, like, bring it to me, bring it to me. Paul Heyman gets in the ring with CM Punk and says, I'm gonna smash him. You better smash Roman, and blah, 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 blah. And then what happens after that, he basically gives him a low blow. Punk falls to the ground. Then he has like a little look with his tribal chief, with his wise man. they have a moment together. Paul Heyman literally presents the chair like this to Roman. And from there, gives Roman a low blow. And then initiates it with... And then initiates that Seth Rollins is winning. And this is happening while Seth is like having his back turned to all of them. Like, he doesn't even see like what's happening, but he knows what's happening. And they initiated their new partnership together. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman are now together. And Paul Heyman is now Seth Rollins' wise man. And it was cinematic, and he pinned Roman. He was the one who pinned Roman. And it was just crazy as shit to see. He is now a heel again. And it's crazy as fuck to see, because I've only seen Punk, because I only seen Seth as a babyface, but now he's initiated as a heel again. Oh, Monday Night Raw is going to be interesting on Monday, and we still have tonight to look forward to. But overall, my thought with this triple threat event, it kept me on my toes more than any other matches throughout the night. I thought it was cinematic. I thought it was beautiful, and I'm gonna say this. I think that this should have main evented night 2. But then again, we haven't seen night 2 yet. We don't know. But my other friend said during this, Cody and Cena has to pull something out greater than what just happened for night 1. Okay, something needs to happen. We don't know what's going to happen tonight. I'm excited, but overall, night 1 kept me on my toes. We had some title changes. We had exciting matches. I hope that night 2 just does more amazing. But if you guys like this review and you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn bell notification, that way you know when I upload. And I will see you tomorrow for night 2, what I might initiate it with. Also, happy Easter to anybody who celebrates. So, I'll see you guys soon.